Hello children, already in unit 4 you have discussed that induced EMF can be produced by changing the magnetic field or area of the coil, right? Now we can also change the orientation of the coil, that is theta can be changed with respect to the magnetic field and EMF can be induced, right? What is theta? It is the angle between B and A. By changing the orientation of the coil in the presence of magnetic field, EMF can be produced. We are going to discuss about that in this video, that is EMF is induced by changing the relative motion between the magnetic field and the coil, and EMF will be produced, right? Now you refer this PQRS is a rectangular insulated copper coil. You also call it as an armature coil. Now this coil is rotated, it is kept between the pole pieces of the magnet, and B is the magnetic field. Let north pole of the magnet be here, okay? Let north pole of the magnet be here, and this side you will be having the south pole. So this coil is rotated between the magnetic poles. B is the magnetic field, and you know that PQRS is the rectangular coil. I also call it as an armature coil. N is the number of turns in the coil, A is the area of the coil, and B is the magnetic field, and this represents the axis of rotation. We are making the coil to rotate in anti-clockwise direction with an angular velocity omega. Omega is the angular velocity. Now the coil, the axis of rotation, this is the axis of rotation of the coil. It is always perpendicular to the magnetic field. This is the direction of the magnetic field. This is the axis of rotation. In whichever position it is going to rotate, this will be always perpendicular. Axis of rotation and the magnetic field. Now angular displacement we represent by theta, that is equal to omega t. You know that angular velocity omega is angular displacement by time, right? So theta can be also written as omega t. So theta is the angular displacement in time t, omega is angular velocity. Now children, actually we are going to discuss we are going to rotate the coil in 5 different positions, and you are going to find out the EMF induced in the coil. First, before starting, I want you to show the 5 positions of the rotation of the coil. Okay, the coil is rotating. Imagine this to be the rectangular coil, PQRS to be the rectangular coil, and naturally you know that this is the area of the coil and this will represent the area vector, right? Imagine this to be the direction of magnetic field. This pen represents the direction of magnetic field. The coil, this is the first position of the coil. This is the area vector A vector, and this represents B vector. Area vector A vector and B vector. Initially this is the position number 1. You can note down. I will make the 5 positions. You can note down, right? This is the position number 1, right? It is rotating in anti-clockwise. This is position number 2, and this will be the position number 3, and this will be the position number 4, and this will be the number 5. 5 positions you are going to discuss in this answer, right? Before even deriving the formula, I want you to be aware of this 5 position of the coil. In each position, what you have to note down is the angle between this B vector. This represents magnetic field. Angle between this B vector and A vector, right? Now you can see that these are parallel. First we will see the angle theta, right? This is theta is 0, right? A vector, B vector, angle is theta. Now what will be the angle, children? In this case, this is B vector and this is A vector. You can see the angle is 90 degree. If you rotate now this way, this is the third position. You can see that angle is 180 degree. You see that A vector is this side and B vector is in the opposite side. So 180 degree, and this will be now 270 degree. Here it is angle between A vector and B vector is 270 degree. Again come back to the initial position, that is 360 degree, right? So I hope you understood how you are getting the angle changes from 0 degree to 360 degree. Okay, 0, 90 pi, that is 180, 3 pi by 2 that is 270 and 2 pi that is 360 degree, right? Now we will go to the explanation part. So the coil rotated in anti-clockwise direction. Axis of rotation of the coil is always perpendicular to the magnetic field. Theta is the angular displacement which is equal to omega t, and time taken by the coil to rotate in magnetic field we will take it as t. Angular velocity phi m is the magnetic flux linked with the coil. Initially I told you that the plane of the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Look children, I told you this will be the magnetic field. This is the initial position, right? How is the magnetic field with respect to the plane of the coil? This is the plane of the coil. This is the plane of the coil. You can see that the plane of the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field. This is magnetic field. Plane of the coil is perpendicular to magnetic field. But angle between these two, A vector and B vector, is 0. Simply by saying that, by looking at the word perpendicular, you should not write 90 degree children. Plane of the coil is perpendicular to magnetic field, but the angle between A vector and B vector is 0 degree. Make it clear. So initially plane of the coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field. So T will be 0 because it is the initial position. T is 0, omega d, that is theta, will be also be 0, right? So now in this magnetic field, general formula you know, that is NBA cos theta. If you substitute 0 here, cos 0 is 1, so phi will be NBA, that is maximum flux is linked with the coil. Now if you have to refer this diagram children, you can, this is the top view. If this is going to be the coil, okay, you are having a top view. Okay, so this is the top view of the coil. Now as the coil is rotated through angle theta, this B vector is resolved into two components, B cos omega t and B sin omega t. Two components. B is resolved into two components, right? This component is perpendicular to the plane of the coil, whereas this component is parallel to the plane of the coil. This coil is involved in the production of electromagnetic induction. This component do not have any role in the production of electromagnetic induction, that is EMF. So as the coil rotates through theta, B is resolved into components, B cos omega t and B sin omega t. B cos omega t component is perpendicular to plane of the coil. It will involve in the production of electromagnetic force, that is EMF. B sin omega t component is parallel to the plane of the coil. It does not have any role in the production of electromotive force. Right? Now we will go to the derivation part. Now you know that flux linkage N phi is equal to NBA cos omega t, right? You know that phi is equal to BA cos theta, right children? Both the side you can multiply by N. Okay, so N phi B you can call it as flux linkage. Faraday's law you are familiar with. Induced EMF phi is equal to minus d by dt of N phi B. N phi B value is here. Substitute it here. Now you know that all these are constant. We are going to change only theta. So take all N, B, A, everything out of differentiation term. So you will get epsilon is equal to d by dt of minus NBA d by dt of cos omega t. If you differentiate this cos omega t with respect to time, what will you get? Reproduce this as such. So cos omega t is differentiating, you will get minus sin omega t into omega. I have brought this omega to this side, so minus into minus is plus, NBA omega sin omega t. So this is the expression for induced EMF. I am going to replace this 4 NBA omega as maximum EMF epsilon m, right? So this 4 is replaced as epsilon m, which represent maximum EMF, and sin omega t as such. You have to highlight this expression. So induced EMF, it will be of sine curve. Okay, sine curve. See, I have drawn graph here. This is the sine curve. When the curve passes through the origin, we call it as a sine curve. So to say that, you can write it as induced EMF as sinusoidal EMF, because it is sine curve. We can say it as sinusoidal EMF or alternating EMF. If you, the same thing I have written for alternating current. This is induced current, alternating EMF, this is alternating current. So epsilon, here you have written epsilon is equal to epsilon naught omega t, here I is equal, and Im, you know, that is the maximum EMF, right? Maximum induced current, not EMF, induced current. You already, I told you, this is the 5 different positions of the coil, and this is the position where angle is 0, this is 90 degree, and this will be pi 180 degree, 270 degree, and this will be 360 degree, right? While drawing this diagram, you see that below this 5 positions you draw the graph. Okay, now this axis of rotation, from the first part axis of rotation, you can draw the y-axis. Okay, now this will be the x-axis, omega t is in along the x-axis and EMF along the y-axis. If you know the formula, children, epsilon is equal to epsilon m sin omega t. Okay, now you can give omega t value and this epsilon formula, let it be here. You can give 5 values for this 5 position. Initially theta is 0, right? Theta is 0, next is pi by 2, next is pi, and third for position 3 pi by 2, 270 degree, this is 2 pi. You substitute the values and find out value of EMF, children. In this expression you can substitute. So omega t is 0, sin 0 is 0, right? Next, if you substitute pi by 2 here, you get sin 90 is 1, sin 1 into epsilon m is epsilon m. So if you put pi here, you will get 180 degree, sin 180 is again 0. If you substitute 270 here, 270, sin 270 is minus 1. So minus 1 into epsilon m is minus epsilon m, and this is 360 degree, sin 360 is again 0, right? If you substitute these values 0 to 360 here, you will get the EMF, induced EMF value, this. I have plotted this as a graph, children. Take this to be the x-axis and this to be the y-axis. Okay, so x-axis, omega t along x-axis and epsilon along y-axis. So if you plot this as a graph, you will get this. See, 0, 0, this is 0, 0, and next is pi by 2, epsilon m, pi by 2, epsilon, that is positive, plus epsilon. Next is pi versus 0, pi, 0 is here, 3 pi by 2, minus m, so 3 pi by 2, minus m is here, and 2 pi against 0, so 2 pi 0 is here. So if you plot graph, you will get this sine curve. So that's why we are saying induced EMF is sinusoidal in nature. Okay, you see to that below this diagram you draw the graph, children. Thank you.